So you're looking for a dog trainer here in North Fort Myers, and maybe you're not quite sure where to begin. It can feel like a big decision. Well, we're going to walk through a really clear, practical way to find that perfect match for you and your dog.
You know, when it comes down to it, the whole point of training is so that you and your dog can really, truly enjoy everything our area has to offer, together and without stress. A well-behaved dog has a ticket to a much fuller, happier life right here. And this isn't about some generic obedience class you could find anywhere. Nope. This is all about getting your dog ready for the specific situations and places you'll actually encounter right here in Lee County. Just picture it for a second. A nice, calm stroll down a busy street like Hancock Bridge Parkway, or having your dog just chill out beside you while you grab a coffee somewhere. That's the kind of real-world result we're talking about.
Okay, so where do we start? The very first step is figuring out what you actually want to accomplish. You've got to have a clear picture of what success looks like for you and your dog. That's the foundation for everything.
So, what are your goals? Maybe it's just the basics, sit, stay, come when called, or maybe you're dealing with a specific headache, like your dog pulling your arm off on walks or jumping all over your guests. For some of us, it might be a bit more complex, like a dog who's scared of new things or gets anxious when left alone. Just zeroing in on your main goal is a huge first step.
And training isn't just one thing. It comes in a few different flavors. In-home lessons, for example, are fantastic for things that happen at home, like puppy skills or teaching polite greetings at the front door. Group classes are great for giving your dog to focus with other dogs and people around. And then you have options like day training or a board and train, which can really speed things up if you're short on time.
All right, you know your goals. Now let's talk about how to actually pick a good trainer. This is where we need to look at how they train and what kind of qualifications they have.
This right here is so important. Modern, effective dog training is all about positive reinforcement. You really want to look for trainers who use this approach. It builds trust and creates reliable, long-term change without using fear or intimidation, which is just so much better for your relationship with your dog. Now, here's a key fact you should know. The state of Florida doesn't require any kind of special license for dog trainers. That means just about anyone can call themselves one. That's why professional certifications are one of your best tools for figuring out who really knows their stuff. You're going to see a lot of these acronyms, and they can look like alphabet soup. Think of it like this. Credentials like CPDTK or KPA-CTP mean a trainer has a solid, tested foundation in modern training. For tougher issues like serious fear or aggression, you'd want to look for more advanced certifications like CBCCK or IABC-CDBC. Those tell you the person has a much deeper level of specialized knowledge.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty of actually hiring someone. We'll cover what you can expect to pay and, just as important, the key questions you should be asking before you sign up for anything.
This gives you a pretty good ballpark for training costs in our area for 2025. You can see a multi-week group class might be a couple $100. A package of private, in-home lessons will be more, maybe a few $100s. And then the really intensive options like a board and train program, well, that's a much bigger investment. This should help you figure out what fits your budget.
So when you get a potential trainer on the phone, have these questions ready. Definitely ask about their methods. You want to hear positive reinforcement. Ask about their credentials. Ask how they'll tailor a plan specifically for your dog and how you'll know if it's working. And of course, always get the total costs and their cancellation policy up front. No surprises. So let's bring all this back home, because great training doesn't just happen in your living room. It's about being able to navigate daily life right here in North Fort Myers.
Here's a perfect example of what I mean. Lee County has a leash law. Dogs have to be on a leash in public. Okay, simple rule. But where do you go to practice that skill? A place like Lakes Regional Park is perfect for working on walking nicely on a leash, with tons of real-world distractions. People, bikes, you name it.
And we have other awesome spots too. Glover Bite Dog Park is a safe, fenced-in place to practice your dog's recall. That's the come when called command. The trails at 6 Mile Cypress Slough Preserve are amazing for teaching your dog to stay focused, with all the unique sights and smells of Florida wildlife around. Using these places makes training feel less like a chore and more like a fun adventure. And just a quick note on being a good dog-owning neighbor here, always keep those rabies vaccinations current. It's the law. And hey, if your dog is barking up a storm, that's another thing a good trainer can absolutely help you with to keep the peace in the neighborhood.
In the end, this is all about building a fantastic partnership with your dog.
I hope this helps you find the right person to help you on that journey, so you can enjoy all the peace and fun that comes from having a confident, happy companion, at home, around the block, and everywhere you go in North Fort Myers.